chart and just outlining the larger picture for the S&P 500. So going back quite some time here into the low of the bear market through here. We've talked about this before with CBA actually moving from $50 to $100, and also looking at the US banks as well, and now looking at the S&P 500 in a bigger picture as well. This would be the count here for the Elliott count. Essentially, this is minor degree 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for intermediate 1, intermediate 2 here, and then we're looking for intermediate 3 here. And the intermediate 3, there was going to be 5 waves in that, so we're looking for basically up for 1 here in 5 waves, back for 2, and we're in the third wave at the moment. This can go higher than the 1700 here, but we're reasonably close to it. So we'll be looking for a wave 4 here, and then obviously up for wave 5 of 3 and intermediate 4 and 5 up into this area through up here. So look, we still see the trend as being longer term to the upside, and this is supported by the wave counts that we can find in terms of the Australian banks, which are leaders, the CBA, and also the US banks as well. We are also starting to see volume come into the Shanghai market as well, and we'll have a look at that in a moment, but let's have a closer look at the S&P 500 through here. First of all, I did get a little count wrong in here, and I'll just go back over that here. From the other day, we were looking at wave 3 here and wave 4 here, and we're looking for 5 waves up. And what I did is it was a bit of a choice, and I just took the safer route really, in terms of having this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and having a top in place at that point there. But that's not the case because this has moved up through here. So just to clarify that, this A, B and C here, then up for 1 here and back for 2 here. And then all of this 5-wave structure that we were looking at through here before, it needs to be labelled as wave 3 here, then the A, the B and the C here. So this has got further to unfold through here. The third wave is normally the strongest part of the trend, and when we look at these trends here, we can see that this is the strongest part here. So we could imagine that if we took that as the center of the wave structure from this point here, then we could take that distance of that one there and pretty much sort of add it to that halfway point through here. So we'll be moving into group 2 here, and group 2 is 65, 72 and the 80, but as mentioned before, there's lots of important numbers in here, price points, and mostly whole numbers and even numbers. Well, 65, 68, 70, 72 here as the balance point within group 2 here. The 75 is important, and also the 78 as well. So if you're trading micro levels within this subgroup level here, then you'll need to drill into those and have a look at that. But definitely we've got further highs up through here. The slightly larger picture is this picture here, and yeah, look, coming from this last low down here close to 1530, we're looking up for 1 and back for 2 here, and we're looking up for wave 3 to here, wave 4 to here, and then wave 5 up through to here. So that will give us the top of the third wave in here. So we can expect a reasonable correction back through here. I just don't think that we're done and dusted at the medium level here. This is just too small here. So this is just, the swings here will get a little bit larger to come yet. There is a possibility that this 5th wave that I've got here is actually just the 3rd wave as well, if this 3rd wave here continues to expand to the upside. So we'll keep an eye on that, and this is how I've got this labelled here for that 3rd wave being here. So it's just still from wave 1 and wave 2 here. It's just we're still in it really, but I'm not too sure about that. When I look at this with the UK market, this seems to be the case, but not with the DAX. So it's a little bit sort of iffy. But what we'll do is we'll just basically watch this five-wave structure here unfold into these highs here, and we should get some sort of corrective pattern through here. And once that starts to unfold, we should be able to get an idea of what's involved at that point there. That's the same for, obviously the same for the Dow Jones as well. Well, in fact, most of the indices, the European indices and US indices are like this here. The Dow Transports also are at 6,500, which is a medium level as well, and they can have quite a strong bearing on the market. So the thing that I also wanted to point out for the Dow Jones, though, is that, and as you know as well, is that the 15,300 here is the top of minor group 1. So it's if this becomes the support, then we can look at 15.5 at that point there. There's normally a bit of a process through here. So we're basically in this 4-hour chart here, we're basically, looking for a little fifth wave up through to here. Once that occurs, then we'll see a retest down. Now, if it stays above the 15,200 there, it can come a little bit lower and spike lower and all those sort of things. But really, we want it to find support from here, and if it comes back up and finds support after that on the top of number 3 there, the top of group 1, then we'll see further upside there. But we are expecting a top in here, and the bias is for a bit of a larger correction to unfold here to complete this 5-wave structure up through here. So we need to be a little bit mindful of what occurs in this region through here. But what we'll do is, like I mentioned, we'll track these little 5 waves up, and then there'll be some type of correction here. If the correction gets out of hand and the 15.2 becomes the resistance, then we know what we're up for. Then we've got a larger 4th wave unfolding, as pointed out in the bigger picture just a while ago. So but that's not, so there'll be further upside after that, but it's just a larger correction across the 15,000 there. Normally the distance above is the distance below, and if I'm wrong, well, then the support on the 15.3 here will be the trigger for continuing to hold long positions there, because we still see the banks moving up further as well. And obviously this is the same for Europe as well. So for the DAX here, the 5 being the second strongest number in the market, so the 85, I thought this may have been in place here already. Excuse me, the 1, the 2, the 3 and the 4 in through here, and the 5th here, but it wasn't to be, and this obviously is the next move up through there, so a clearer impulse wave to the upside now. And this obviously has got 5 little waves in it from this low here, so that would be the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4, so we should see it just poke above the 85 there, and the FTSE would be the same as well in tracking it up through here. Once again, I've got this as a 3rd wave through here rather than the 5th wave, as I pointed out in the S&P 500. So I'm just a little bit mindful that of this being a 3rd wave rather than the 5th wave there. But let's just sort of see how we go with it. One thing that I can point out, though, is the 8 here, the 6,800. 8 is a profit-taking number, so we will definitely see some type of correction unfolding through here, and day traders or short-term traders need to be able to count 5 waves up through here, and that would be in line with the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones and so forth as well. The Australian market here, we had a count here for this being a top in play here as well. However, this move down through here so far is in 3 waves, so that's bullish corrective. So we should be making a new high through here. But I don't really have any confirmation of an impulse wave up through here. Even though it has moved up through here, it can certainly continue to move up through here. So in terms of trading, then you really want that 5,200 to be a tested tested support. The breakout's important, but the retest coming back and checking is more important, and that's what you'd be looking at through there. So just on the 30-minute chart here, we can see that this is in 3 waves through here. So it is corrective and a new high should be made here, but we also need to be a little bit mindful as well, is that this move down through here as an A wave, as an ABC, could also just be one leg of a correction. So instead of having as an A and a B and a C, it will just be the A wave to here and a B wave back up to here, then a C wave down through here. So that's plausible as well. It can get a bit larger, but the way to trade it, of course, is that because this move up through here can be counted as the beginning of an impulse wave, building, its foundation through the process, or it can be corrective because it's got overlapping wave structures. So we just don't know yet, but this certainly signifies a corrective, bullish corrective move with the top being out here. So if it's going to be the case and making new highs, then we want this, retested here as support. Then you'll use the 510 here. So then you're looking for support to gain another position on the 510, because we were looking at here on the Friday, I think it was, I'm not sure if I mentioned or not, but I probably would have done, knowing myself, support on the 72 here would glean a first position, and then support on the 5200 the second, the 10 another one, the 20 another one, and then the 30 is another one. And you don't really add past that point there because you want to start locking in some profit at the 5 here. So that's where you stop adding. But what we're really looking for here is, it should build up through there and struggle up through there, but it is that support on that 5230, the top of group 1 there, that creates the further to the upside there. So that's the key there. But the idea is to build the trade through here, and as it moves up, you increase it, and if it moves down, well, then you decrease it. Right, I just wanted to, while we're here, just have a quick look at the Shanghai market here. This is just the comp here. We have talked about this before, but I just think it's got a bit of bearing, not only on Australia, but the other markets as well. And this particular move up through here, we'll just go over the volume thing once more. You can see that obviously there's been, an increase in volume. That was a change of government there. But this move down through here, you can see that it's on less volume. It's and that's what you'd expect from a correction, less volume. And now you can see those little spikes in here, this lot and this lot, which we picked up because we were counting the wave structure down and calling a low in through here. So that's kind of what we're doing, and we can see that in calling that low in here, because this is all lower volume, and just trying to find the low in here, and watching this move up, and then the A, the B, and the C back through here. And now on Friday we're looking at these volumes coming in through here. So this bar's been added to that as well. So once again, too, this number 3 here, 3 is always the top of group 1. So support on top of that group 1 there would obviously lift this up. Now, because we've got 5 waves here, that means that if we got 5 here, that means we can be short of getting 5 over here. But that's as far as it goes in terms of being sure about things, because that would be an ABC. But what we'd want to see, hope to develop based on the larger volume picture, is a 5-wave structure like that. And if that is the case, then we'll be looking at a ABC correction somewhere up there or across the 2300, and then we would be seeing another 5 waves up through here. So obviously this is going to be a positive thing for countries feeding off China, on a positive note there. So, and we're kind of seeing this pattern here in the copper market as well, this little pattern here, which is also translating into the same sort of pattern for BHP as well. So let's go in and have a look at the base metals and BHP and some of the US banks and of course gold and silver. Okay, I'll start with precious metals, and we can really see gold now moving in a strong third wave to the downside, and that means that the lows should be taken out through here, of course, but of course as well there will be it'll be sort of bouncy down through here on these old lows through here, and yeah, so look, we're still holding short in these markets, be it this market or gold stocks. The gold stocks in Australia as well. This is something that's obviously pushing BHP up as well, is a lower Australian dollar as well in terms of operating costs if they're operating in Australia. So the gold stocks could find support before this particular market does. So you need to be a little bit mindful of that. But just drilling into that somewhat there, that in a 4-hour chart here, that strong move coming down through here, you can still see that. I think the important thing here, as you know, with trends is a beginning, a middle and an end, and this is the beginning where it's got sort of overlapping wave structure, and then it gathers speed and so forth. And then at the end of the trend is a little bit like the beginning here. So if you can kind of flip that over, invert it and put it over here, then you'll start to see that we're in a series of fourth waves through here before we get completion down a little bit lower through here. So need to be somewhat mindful of the journey that's going to be travelled down through here, a bit choppy. So it's, if you make money in a trend, you normally give it back in the correction. So you need to get that sorted out a little bit. Okay, the copper market I find a little bit more sort of interesting at the moment, because as I looked at as we talked about the Shanghai market as well, it had this same sort of pattern here as well, and making new highs through here. What we've been doing here, we've looked at this move here and this one as this whole thing as a corrective move actually, and new lows to be made through here. But as I study the internal structure here, it seems to be more upside. So just need to be a little bit mindful here. So this low here, from this point here, it could be up for the A wave, or it could be up for wave 1 here, and that would make this back for the B wave or wave 2 here. And the reason for that is because this move down through here is in 3 waves, an A and a B and a C wave. And in this C wave here, we've been counting the little 5 waves here. So if that is an A and a B and a C here, that means that those highs will be taken out through here. So when we have a look at that on a 20-minute chart through here, more so the ABC correction here. So yeah, this is it here, the A wave, the B wave in 3, and then it does count quite nicely down for 1 and back for 2 here, and then 3 and 4 and 5 here. So then we're starting to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here as an impulse wave. So if we get 5 here, that means we'll get another 5 over here. There's probably few different ways of counting this, but the way I sort of see it is the 1 and the 2 in here, the 3 and the 4 across to here, and the 5 to here, an A and a B wave and a C wave into this sort of area here. So we should expect another move to the upside. There is trendline resistance sort of up here. Once again, support on 333 here would be also a group 1, as is the 330 here. So support on top of group 1 here would see higher prices as well, and this is obviously important for all the material sectors as such. The balance point in the whole large correction is the 335 up here. If that finds support, then we'll definitely be seeing higher ground, but it's certainly got the bias to see higher ground. So when we're looking at BHP in Australia, this is the possibility of it developing into an impulse wave, which is 5 waves, the 1, 2, the 3, the 4 and the 5 up here. That can be labelled as a wave 1 or an A wave. It doesn't matter just yet, but what does matter is that if we do get 5 waves here, that means that we'll get, after a correction, then we'll get another 5 waves up. That's the important bit here. And I think that's the case because that move up through here, this move down through here is like in 3 waves. So that's a corrective wave down. So we should make a new high across here. So, we were going to, not everybody did it, but just buying the bounce off these lows here. So, you can look to add through these areas here, but just be mindful that, an impulse wave up through here, it's possible to get, textbook stuff after wave 1 or the A wave is to get a 61.8% pullback through here, so back into 32 here. So that's probable as well. So our original plan was that after a corrective process through here, we would look for support on the 35 or the 34 or even the 33 at that stage. So I don't think there's any sort of major rush to get in here, and we just really want to see this develop much further as well yet. So there's still a couple of weeks off here because that little ABC there, it may not take long. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. That's just one week in this little sort of area here. So this one here would be, it would be 2 weeks minimum through here. So we got time there as such. Just want to have a look at the banks. This is Morgan Chase here, US Bank on a daily chart through here. Looking at this whole structure through here, I haven't got it on the weekly, but one way or another, this whole market is still moving to the upside. So we've got wave 1, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will be the top of the 3rd wave here of that bracket there, and then there'll be the 4th and the 5th. So there's still more to be had here, but also in the much bigger picture as well, it's quite viable that this is wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and there's a long way to go up further. So, and that would be in line with the S&P 500 count that I counted out this morning, or just a while ago, and also the CBA larger picture as well, which we looked at a couple of weeks ago from memory, but we'll look at it again shortly. Alrighty, let's have a look at FX. US dollar index here is pushing up nicely in line with our wave count up through here. So look, we're looking at 85 there as a high, and it's if support is found on 83, the top of group 1, well then naturally we always look from 3 to 5 there. 5 being the second strongest number, we can expect some type of correction across here, and I've brought it back to 84. What we're tracking at the moment though is, this is a 4-hour chart, but we're tracking a little 5 waves up through here that's not completed just yet. So it may not even get to the 85, it may extend up there, that may be the case. If we just have a look in through here. So the little move that we're looking at the moment, we were looking at a 3-wave pattern across the 84 here, which is corrective, so we know that high is going to be taken out. We can count 5 waves up in terms of the 1, the 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, and ABC back for 2. We can see this 3rd wave pushing up through here, as 3rd waves are always the strongest. This little 4th wave here may not be, we may be able to count in the 3rd wave, we may be able to count that up for 1 and back for 2 here, then the 3rd, then the 4th and the 5th here, then we put the 3rd wave over here. Do you know what I mean? But for the time being, we'll just look at this triangle pattern here as wave 4, and then we'll look for wave 5 up. So what we'll do here is 84.30, support on top of 3, which is always a group 1. So subgroup 1 in this case, 10, 20 and 30. So it looks like we've got, not only do we have support, but we also have this corrective price action through here as well. This triangle pattern is a corrective pattern. It's a continuation pattern. And yeah, so that will break to the upside. It may come back down to the 20 here first. but needs to stay above this wave 1 here technically. Anyway, it'll move in through here and then up through to here, finding support on 84.50 through here. But the target here, the target's really the 85 here, but I think we're just looking at the size of this structure here. It's a safer bet to look at this little area through here, but we do expect further upside to come. The trend is up. The structure is still pointing up, so everything's fine on that side of the coin, and that would leave the euro to the downside as well. So this is the 1 hour chart here. So it's what we're looking for here the other day. If you know, we were looking at 128, and 8 is an important number, third strongest number, so we can expect to see some sort of price action across this level. We've got the arrival here at 128, so we've got the first bounce here, and it's always good to allow the first bounce to travel and run out of steam, because it gives you a reference point, because the after it folds over, the second bounce that comes into it high, it's normally lower, and if that is the case, then you know that it will be locked under the 128. That said, there's a few things going on here. From the 129, where we're looking for the retest to go short again here, is that we've got and there's a little error here. That wave 1 there should be I can't kind of grab hold of it, not that it matters too much. It should be under this one here. So yeah, so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1, back for 2. This is the third wave down, the fourth wave back here. So we're looking for it not to find support. It can trade above it, of course, but basically to fail support on top of that group 1 there, the 128.30, and then roll over, make one more new little low here, and then get a bounce back up from this point. Now, the bounce back up from this point here can be back up through to here to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree here. So it really depends on your degree of structure. Longer term traders that are short would stay short. Short-term traders would have covered into group 1 here, into the 128, and allow this bounce to, this wave 4 and wave 5 to play out, and then we'll look for this wave 4 here to play out, and then it will be wave 5 down for wave 3, so still further to go down there. It's just that we can expect to have that wave 4 bounce there. The Australian dollar's kind of going through the same thing as well. This is a 2-hour chart here, trending quite strongly to the downside. So look, we're still in wave 3 here. This is obviously wave 2, but wave 3 coming down through here. And we've also got, we're looking for, in wave 3 here, we're looking for 5 waves, and we're looking for wave 1 here, wave 2, and we're looking for the bottom of wave 3, which is down here. So that's where we are with that at the moment. So from the 99 here, we're looking for 5 waves down. So from that 99 area there would be the 1, the 2, and then 5 waves in here for the little third wave. There'll be a 4th wave and a 5th wave for here. Then we can expect to bounce back up through here, and then still further down as well. It's still lower to move down. The 96.50 in here will be important. The 97 will be important. The 97.20 will be important as well. Subtle, but there you go. So just sort of coming in on the sort of 1 hour chart here. So from this, anywhere through here, I guess. Just bear with me a second. Yeah, from the dollar here, down for 1, back for 2. Then it's just this third wave we're looking for here. So this third wave is the 1, the 2, and then the third wave comes all the way down here to this point. So it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 through to here. So then there'll be the 4th and the 5th here, just to make the 3rd, then the 4th across the 97. That's why the 97.20 will become important, and then down into the 96 here. But the 96.50 is also going to be important as well. So it is working itself lower. You just need to study what it's done at previous levels, so you can just, at every 1 cent, just have a look at, every corrective pattern. Have a look at what it's done. So we've got this sharp pattern to come in. We've also got this sort of more lazy pattern to come in as well through here. So just need to keep those patterns in mind and see which one we get through here. But look, the bounce off 97 should run out of steam, and then we'll see a move down, and that 96.50 would be important there, and the 97.20 would be important through there as well, and further down there. Alrighty, so the bullish weekly cycle panned out quite nicely, Thursday, for the last 2 weeks really on stocks in Australia. So the Friday was up, and the Monday today should follow that up as well. So profit taking Tuesday, V-shaped Wednesday, Thursday bear day, and let's see what Friday delivers. If Thursday's down on lower volume, then we'll have the same as we did last week and the week before. So alrighty, that's it. So thank you.